I think Skankfest triggered me. I didn't drink at Skankfest, and I didn't really feel like it. And then I got home, and I'm like, I could use a drink.
Why can't you just not drink and do psychedelics? It's so much better. There's no hangover. You don't do things you regret. You still are tripping out and out of your body.
Because it always leads to it. Like when I went to Skankfest 2 years ago, I was like told everyone I was sober because I wasn't drinking, but I was on like ketamine and mushrooms and acid and doing coke.
Yeah.
And then I realized like I'm really good at taking acid. That's like, I'm just so good at it. I feel it's the only drug I'm good at. And then I was like, I'm amazing at taking acid. So I took it one weekend, and I took it the next weekend.
Oh, you
and then I
cannot just
took
do
and then
one
I
of
took it
anything.
Twice the week after that, and then
Too much acid.
and then I took too much acid, and I was like, I need a drink. And then I needed a drink, and then I was exhausted. So then I took a Xanax.
Oh, you're an addict.
Yeah.
You're an addict, a true addict.
Yeah, and then once I started drinking again, I was like, I want to buy cocaine. And so I did. And then I ended up right back in rehab.
No. How many days was that? Is that a couple weeks? Is that a month?
What do you mean? And
From that first point to back in rehab, how quick does it go?
That one was about 3 months.
Wow.
I made it. But I usually don't make it drinking for that long. Usually I'll like go back to AA and be like, I'm a monster. I mean, yeah, and it's really hard to do.
And you have to sit in a circle of people. Is that real, the circle?
Yeah, you get to sit on a chair though. It's not like on the floor.
Yeah, no, of course.
I was just picturing
I've
us
never
like I was
pictured it on the
us,
floor.
like Indian style, like, and then I was smoking crack. There was this one guy at one of my rehabs named Warren. He was the first rehab I went to, and he was like some guy, I guess, who made a bunch of money in tech, and he would always be crying in group because he would be like,
so much for Alcoholics Anonymous.
Warren could be dead. And this was like 6 or 8 years ago.
Oh my God.
And Warren was like crying in group one day, telling about like his rock bottom. And he was like, every time I start drinking again, all of a sudden I end up with so many cats. And we were like, what? And he was like, I'll have one cat, and then I think people in the neighborhood think Warren's should get another cat, and then I get more cats, and I don't know if I adopt them or I find them on the street. And then he goes, and the final straw for checking into rehab was I was so drunk I threw up on my cat.
No.
And then he goes, but the cat wasn't doing so well, Ferguson. So I took Ferguson to the hospital, and it turned out Ferguson was actually a woman, and Ferguson was pregnant. And then he starts crying, goes, I threw up on my pregnant cat.